Greetings. Peace. What's going on, sentient beings? Oh. Today's video, or this particular video, as I wanted us to walk outside, open the door, come out into this abundant nature. See what I did in our garden yesterday. I spent all day in the garden adding topsoil and putting coconut coir in so it would have like the proper moisture retention and aeration and all these things that I don't really know about, but I'm learning. So look, what I want to do is talk a little about what I learned. Yo, that's what's up. The bus just went by because that has something to do with what I have to say. So I was watching some videos and learned this so I can catch the rainwater. You already know I got the Sri Lanka on there. That is the Sri Lanka. Look, and it's okay. She's gonna come back to life. They're coming along. I had to like uproot some of them. It just happened before I didn't uproot them. They got uprooted, and it's okay. Brought them back to life. Oh, and it was so beautiful. So from the time I woke up and just being out here in the garden and just giving thanks, especially working with these sunflowers, that's what I started with first, because they're the main attraction, because I am a sunflower. Now I know why I'm obsessed with them. So thank you to the Divine Venus, Alicia Strayhorn, I believe. Yes, I've watched your videos. You helped me learn astrology. You're incredible, and I am such a sunflower. I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna make a review about your video that you did with the peace dealer, and I learned about like the flower archetypes that we have. So on point. So I'm starting to apply that with like other people. I'm gonna learn about that, starting with my daughter, which I think she's like the underwater one. So. Which is interesting. So look, what are we here for? Boom. Made a video today. It's always impromptu. It's always how I feel. This 7 energy, and then today's the 25th, and then the moon's in Pisces. So we already went over this. All this Neptunian energy. I just knew I was gonna run into my ex today, who's a Pisces, which that didn't happen. That's what's up. But I did have a very important conversation with Pisces on the bus. The bus driver, actually. So, but before that happened, we got to rewind. I met a stranger. Turns out she was an Aquarius, born on the 27th. So I was like, oh, okay, you're the 9 energy. Let's go. But I saw her, melanated woman from across the street. She was walking towards me. Well, I didn't know which direction I was about to go. I had just come out the coffee shop. I was trying to figure it out. And then I decided, can I pause this and post it? Oh, there is a pause. Okay. But I won't do that. I'll walk and talk or something. Yeah, because this isn't pretty. I just wanted you to see the garden. So, what happened was, we're walking, we see each other, and I waved at her, and I was pointing to her that I liked her natural hair. So then she had crossed the street. So now we're like face to face. I was like, oh, I like your natural. She was like, oh, thank you. She was like, I like your hair too. I was like, oh, thanks. Right? So we had that whole conversation. We just started walking and chit-chat because, I'm looking at her and I was like, wow. Oh, there's a cardinal right there. Oh, you guys can't see it. It just flew away. Cardinals are the ancestors. That's my grandma. Gratitude. So, talking with her, I'm looking at her and I see she has I said, wow, you have 2 beauty marks. She had like one here and one here. And I was like, whoa. And she's looking at, she's like, yes, I do. And she looked at me, she said, you have one too. I said, yeah. So then we got hype. So then we started talking. I was like, are you into esoteric sciences or anything like that? And she was like, no. So we started talking. And she says, I'm a born again believer. I don't call myself a Christian because this Y and Z. And but before that, she said Hebrew Israelite. I was like, oh. I was just learning about Yod. That's what I told her. She said, oh, yeah. I said, that's Hebrew, right? So I was just saying I need to learn that language so I can understand Yahweh, Ved, Hey, or something. So then she started talking about what she knew, and then that's when she was telling me she was a born again believer, but not a Christian. And we had a very deep, philosophical, esoteric conversation. But she's not into esoteric sciences. She's an Aquarius. And I told her, I was like, yeah, we just had a full moon in Aquarius. She was like, oh, okay. But it was great. We exchanged information. She makes body butter products too, like I do. So it was awesome. We were talking about our divinity. We were talking about the greatnesses of these pyramids that still can't be recreated, but they refuse to speak about. But they want to tell you every year you're a slave, X, Y, and Z. We talked about how, they teach the indoctrination. They teach you that, confirmation. Come on, yeah, because it's my message. A lot of it. They teach you that, there's protein comes from meat, which is that's like a blatant lie. And milk is good for the body. It's like saying alcohol is good for the body. No, it cleanses wounds, but we're not going to say it's good for the body now. Come on. And like, protein comes from animals, really? Because the animals don't eat animals, so where'd they get their protein from? Same place all protein comes from. Yeah, confirmation, which would be plants. And then we talked about like the sun and being receptive with the melanin and how sunblock is so counterproductive to who we are and just different things with this nature and how, she kept saying, she was like, it's a matrix. I was like, I know. And then the awareness, living aligned via awareness. We were just talking about being grateful for it and knowing who we are and living in that fullness. So I was telling her about how I was like, I almost didn't get my hair done because I like rocking a natural, but it's been 10 years. So I was like, I'm going to still represent. I'm still out here. See this crown on my head? Gotta tell our story. So this is part of why I'm making a video. This makes it part 2 of the YOD one. So boom, I met this awesome Aquarius. So we exchanged information. That was very empowering. And that was at basically I walked her to the bus station and then went on my way. And then eventually ate near the water. Then I came back, because you gotta go near the water and get in touch and in tune. Love that. Just taking some time to connect. All right. In the stillness, that's when it happens, of course. Just like you do the work, you plant the seed, or you read the books you learn, or you work out, and then when you rest, when you sleep at night, when you rest the muscles and you soak them in the warm waters, or when you learn something, you take time to digest it, or even eating and then digesting, or planting the seeds, then there's the still time, the rest, and that's when all the growth happens. It's just science. You know what I'm saying? I'm smart. I'm kind of smart a little bit, but that's something that everyone knows. It's like the babies. They grow when they're sleeping. All of us do. And that stillness, that's when that power is. This is why it's an ancient pose of divinity, strength. It's feminine. That's why power. There's my crystal. Yes, I put that there. Gratitude, like last year. It's been through snow and all that. This was last summer. Ooh, gratitude. And it's 808 on my camera. Yes. Position of power. Just started taking karate. And when we get in our positions to like speak with a teacher, I don't know what she said with the words, but we sit like this. And I'm like, wow, look at them in the ancient feminine position because it's receptive, right? I'm like the Sphinx. Then we even get in positions like this with yoga. And with when we do our karate, that's how we bow in like this. Why? I mean, it's not their definition. This is my internal knowing. It's because we're connecting. That's why. That's why you get down on the ground. This is why the warrior pose, the warrior position. That how you do it, like this, and the strength, that stillness, and connecting, and becoming, put yourself in a position to receive. This is why being a woman and being the receptive vessel is so powerful. Because then from there, what you're doing, you're channeling, you're absorbing. Then that means you're going to dictate and control what to do with that. That's a part of that process. You know the strength in receiving. But they want you to focus on the logic and the external and the doing when that's one aspect, and that's great and that's wonderful. You don't ignore the other aspect. You certainly don't demean it either. That's part of my message. You already know the Phoenix rising. Being in tune, representing, appreciating, being grateful. What's this? Empowering the woman. The feminine aspect. The intuitive. The subconscious, the unseen, the esoteric, right? So I'm very grateful for who I am and for my level of awareness and alignment and for being able to share that message. So why I'm doing this now and the video earlier and everything, it's part of who I am and my mission. So boom, learning more about that with the yod. One of the videos I listened to today, she happened to have a yod. That's why she made the video. I think she has a couple of them she mentioned, but she says two. But one of hers was, she said Pluto and Scorpio. I'm Pluto and Scorpio generation. And she said it was in her third house. I'm like, wow, I have Pluto in my third house. And that's part of her yod. I don't know if that's part of my yod, my Pluto placement, but I know I have Pluto in the third house in Scorpio, and my messages are transformative. I have to speak. I already know that. So that was awesome to hear. And it's Maya's dream. I'm gonna tell all the YouTubers that I watch and I get information from, I learn from, y'all are awesome. Y'all inspire me and encourage me on this path as well. So thank you. And you're like the only source of, I like to listen to YouTubers. And I notice what happens is I'm connecting with people that have very similar energies to myself. And that's why I'm so drawn to it. So that was awesome to find out that our placements are so similar. But that's Maya's dream. I think her name is Maya Aikanaku. Oh, I'm so sorry, I just butchered that. Go to Maya's dream on YouTube. She's so much for she's like a clairvoyant, intuitive, and what does she say? She is a what are those people? A missionary. So her spectrum of information and how she guides is incredible. Very joyful energy. I found so much help and healing in her videos on my path to self-discovery. So she has 2 yods on her chart, and I just watched one of her videos about it, and she made a couple of them. I only watched one, and I'm like, wow. Oh, I do be going through that. Wow. You just said my whole life. That's what happened. So that's what astrology and numerology journey has been for me. Very illuminating, and therefore I can appreciate and accept. I can accept, and then once you accept, then I can appreciate. First you got to see it's illuminated, then you accept it like, oh, that is what that is. Then you may like it. Now that you're looking at it and examining it, analyzing, okay, like, oh, you start to manipulate in the magician aspect because you're in tune, you're high priestess, huh? So it's beautiful. And now it's all about, for me, magnetism. That's what you said. Pull it in, bring it to you. Again, that receptive power. I am the magnet. What I imagine, magnet. I image magnet. Gratitude comes to me, and that's what it's about. Your frequency. So boom, me and the woman, the Aquarius, excuse me, that I met today and walked to the junction, the bus station. We talked about magnetism. So that was beautiful as well. Oh, man. After I spoke with her, I left 8, came back to the bus station so I catch the bus home, talk to the Pisces. So it was great. 648486. I saw that earlier today, too, in a different area. But I see all the doubles, all the confirmations, all the mirror reflections. I'm like, God damn, I'm on my life path. God damn, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Just getting this word out, and I'm so grateful. So, the man on the bus junction. Okay, so the bus driver, he's a Pisces. This is important. No, really. But he ended up, we've had a couple different conversations. So now I end up finding out that he's a single dad. I'm like, wow. And he raised his kids for over 2 decades as a single dad, and X, Y, and Z. So he was telling me different things, and I'm like, whoa. And I was like, that's so empowering. Thank you for telling me that. So why is this all relevant? As I see the taxi, destinations, going places. You fucking know it. Confirmation. Because it's all relevant to my reality, what I'm seeing. Like even the first yod video I made earlier today, I was like, Aquarius or Pisces or the moon is somewhere. What I see an Aquarius and then a Pisces. Both very relevant conversations because it's all coming into my knowing. Like even talking to this Aquarius woman, I'm like, how are you making sure to tell me you're a born again? And you sound very biblical, but then you tell me you're not. Okay, you told me Hebrew, Israel. Okay, I see. But then you told me you don't know anything esoteric, but we just had like this deep ass conversation and it was beautiful. Everything is energy. So it's like trying to see how we can help each other and empower each other, and at the same time realizing my gift is, like I already said in the video, being able to speak to whoever, whatever your particular language is, I could talk to you, the bus driver. So he's a Pisces, he has a horse farm, he raises horses, and I was like, okay, that makes so much sense that you're a bus driver, that's a Sagittarius, and you're traveling, and what's that planet, Jupiter, and then you also, what you really want to do, you raise horses, and that's, he was like, he told me he comes to work to relax. I was like, that's what's up. And he's a Pisces, and drinking, like when he first had children, he stopped drinking completely. Very interesting, these things that I learned about and understanding the sciences and the energy and what it represents. So Jupiter's been a large influence in his life. Told you in my video earlier, I'm Jupiter 29 degrees. And yeah, I just found out today. So it was so empowering to hear from a man. I'm like, wow, do you know any other men who are single dads? He was like, not really, not personally. But he told me he knows a couple from around town that he sees on the bus. And then he was telling me some of their stories. And I was like, you're empowering. He was like, they're empowering to me. And I was like, wow. And it was just great because, boom, here's the overall. With me and my yod, I feel like my yod has something to do with me being a mom and taking care of my child. That which I know it's a regular thing for people, and but that's like the focus on in terms of where my spirituality, where my strength comes from, where my core purpose. I know it has a lot to do with my daughter, and she chose to come through me. Gratitude. So I make sure to do the best by her. So very interesting and enlightening, revealing. Wow. It's only the first day with the Buddha Pisces. We're about to get deeper into this. So yeah, I said everything I wanted to say. There was the Aquarius, beautiful conversation, and there was Pisces, and it was the yod and the overall. Woo. Why did I say all this on video now? Because I made the video earlier not knowing I was going to run into these people. And then I had all these conversations in alignment from the conversation. I spoke about it with you guys on camera, and then it happened in reality, and I'm coming back to reflect upon that with you, like, yo, why was just out all this stuff I was talking about just happened? That's how it be. So that's why the journey is being recorded. And I appreciate you all for being here with me. Thank you for taking the time to listen, to learn, to grow, healing yourself, loving yourself, living authentically, vibrating at your highest frequency. Respect yourself and love yourself wherever you are on your path. I'm proud of you. And tell yourself that every day. I tell myself that every day now. I'm proud of you. I love you. Especially when I'm like going through a difficult moment. Just taking that time to breathe. I'm like, well, and I still love you. And I still love you. And I still love you. And that's okay. And I still love you. Oh yeah. Prosperity Priestess. I love you. So sometimes it's easier than others. But take care of yourself. And empower yourself with your words and your actions and your beliefs, certainly, and how you feel. That's what it's all about. So we're doing this. Raise our energy. Right? So y'all already know. Remember to always ask ancestors and to surely seek spirit. Peace.